Hi guys, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and we're using the portable studio in the main studio because the main studio equipment is doing preventive maintenance, so it's busy, so I won't have time to get into the meat and potatoes with the main studio. So, also, of course, this is being, how am I getting this up here? I'm going to explain this here. I'm recording this at 1080p, and then I'm going to either upload it as raw, re-rendered letterboxed standard definition, or I might just eventually load it into the other software, and then which is Final Cut Express, and there's snip. Alright, and make it smaller. But for right now, don't expect it's necessarily going to be uploaded in raw 1080p. Today we got a couple things to discuss, and first thing is this, is it possible for me to get back on my Section 8 when I would have to go through a reapplication fee? I talked to the office, and there's a slim chance, but you know what? It's going to be very difficult, because it's a slim chance. Well, we'll see what happens. They said that what I need to do is write a letter and explain exactly what happened. But then I realized there's another big wild card, and that wild card is my landlord. Everybody tends to kind of forget. He's just as fed up with the situation as I was. But you know what happened was, is at the time we were both under so much stress about having to get the inspection done in such short time, because the voucher had extended, and then of course it couldn't be extended anymore. And then the Section 8 people, there was some paperwork issues, having to deal with the town, and they got that done with. So then, of course, the mistake was is they had appointed an inspector we have never worked with before, and because me and Jimmy were both Europeans, we're both Mediterranean European. I'm also a Norwegian ancestor as well. So, unfortunately, when you got people from the Mediterranean area, Italians, Macedonians, Greeks, whatever, we can get really kind of bent out of shape really quick, and that's what happened here. Instead of approaching this with a bit of finesse, we kind of shut our mouths off, and we kind of now regret it. It happens a lot. No, so are we gonna get the voucher back? I don't know, maybe. But we'll see. I'm trying to keep I'm trying to keep a positive spin on this. I'm trying. But, you know, there's a really hard thing because it's not so simple. I can say to somebody, you know, everything's gonna be fine. You know, I wish I could say that was absolutely true. I do not know if everything is going to be fine, despite what some people might say. But I also wanted to talk about something that wasn't so fine, which is a little less. Oh, no, wait. Actually, it perfectly shows my Italian temper to the T, and has nothing to do with housing. I was trying to put Debian Linux on the Power Mac G5, and I knew I've had problems with some of the newer 8-point, versions of Debian for a while, so this isn't new. And I sat there and I put everything together, and it looked good as it was going to get, right? Couldn't boot up the computer. I thought, oh, since it's 8.3, they may have fixed the bug with GNOME. Nope, no such luck. That bug for GNOME is never fixed. In fact, GNOME's bug is still bugging me. No pun intended. So, what in what am I supposed to say? Okay, it wasn't working. I tried to use KDE. KDE was running like really, really, really sluggish. Even as supposed to be using the accelerated ATI driver for my computer. No good. Sucked. Didn't work right. So I said, a lot of times it's just the same kind of stuff that was going on with the Section 8. So listen carefully, guys, because this is true. I kind of got mad. I erased all that stuff off the hard drive. I decided to try and Slack-and-toss the last version. Say I had problems getting the system booted because it was selecting a 32-bit kernel instead of 64-bit kernel. How's the similarity to this? Here's how it's similar to my situation with Section 8. Instead of keeping it on the computer and trying to debug and demystify what was causing the failure, I just jumped and erased it. And I didn't bother keep it on the computer at all. And I just, that's how it's the same. Okay, that doesn't make it right. It just means that's what I did. Okay, so does that mean I can say Linux truly sucks? Well, you know what? I'm going to give a couple of Debian messages, a couple things. Okay, why is GNOME doing that? I don't want to use KDE. I already explained why. It's slow. Okay, I want to use GNOME, but I can't get GNOME to work. Linux used to, maybe I was a little more up to code with Linux. Remember, I went from the computer administrator to consumer. Okay, why? I use a Mac. Okay, why do I use a Mac? This is quick. I plug in my camera. I make my videos using the software that comes with it. Bring it into Final Cut Express. Edit. Add frames, drop frames, change audio tracks, add leaders, add footers, and things like that. I don't normally as much have to get in underneath the hood and tweak things. It's not, I'm not saying I can't, I just don't. So I get this, I'm getting fed up. It's like, and it's the same situation with the Section 8. I didn't, what's even worse is the fact is that just like the Section 8 is, instead of trying to resolve the problem one step at a time, back then, on the computer, I just basically said, nah, I ain't worth it. Let's go. Blew it away. By the way, because of that blowing away, I am not going to invest my money in a hard drive for the computer this month. Okay, it's really not a high priority item for me. Okay, but I would still like to consider for the future of getting that PAL converter I told you about. That would be useful because the PAL converter would allow me to use my other cameras I have here for video work. So yeah, that's a big plus right there. And also, let's be honest, another thing I want to do in the future with the Power Mac G5 is, it's just a new thing. This happens often, quite often. Again, the thing has got some issues that are going to need me to get in there into the machinery and fix a couple problems. The problems we're having has to do with the way our SCSI hardware is hooked up to that Mac. Most people know the shorthand code of holding down the Option key when you boot to get into a boot menu on PowerPC Macs. Well, yeah, you can do that on my Mac, but here's the problem. It's just scanning for bootable partitions. It will actually crash when it tries to scan the SCSI bus because the something between the way the SCSI system and the rest of the Mac works is not right. And there's no way to disable the firmware. So, actually, you might be able to disable it if I still had a Power Mac G3 to load the card in. Because things are designed for G3 and G4. It was never designed for G5. G5 is just lucky it works. I've never really kind of complained about that. But the actual supposed to be appropriate Power Mac G5 SCSI host adapters are extremely expensive. There are several, and all of them are way out of my price range right now. So again, that's something that, since it at least works enough as this for the tape drive and the scanner, I'm not going to go and mess up the machine right now. But eventually it comes, I'm going to have to get in there and really kind of redesign the whole system, the way it's set, because it's kind of a big giant. It's kind of like some of the different types of computer things I see all over the place, where everything is just held together by spit, chewing gum, and a promise. And then you see all these, when something goes wrong, the piece of tape comes off or whatever, the rest of the machine just breaks into a million pieces, and then you have to start all over again. I'm seeing that more and more so on more and more advanced computers, as that it's so Ruby Goldberg that there's no any way to keep it organized. It's just a mess. Okay? And the same is true in my budget. I'm not gonna lie. My budget's a mess too. So I have to come up with a solution, but I don't know what it's gonna be yet. Okay? And I'm going to end up owing $50 to the electric company. Now, I'm going to do my best next month to pay it in full. But I'm still going to have to stand behind what I said about JCPenney. I can't pay you. I'm sorry. I would love to. I have tried. My case manager is totally out of ideas. I'm out of ideas. Okay? This month is going to be very difficult. I have to get my ID card so I can vote in the primaries. I want to vote. Okay? And I need my ID to do it. Okay? And so that's what I'm trying to do. Now, as far as, okay, did I buy the cancer drops? Yes, I did. Did I buy the remote for the DVD burner? Yes, I did. Okay, because it was on sale. For one thing, it was only like $5. And did I buy the laminate pliers I need? Yes, I did. So, in that case, I have met my obligations. I have bought the things I said I was going to buy. And I did not spend any money on the PayPal buyer's credit yet, because first of all, the money hasn't been deposited yet. It doesn't get deposited until later on today or tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am, because of the frustration I had with the systems, I'm not going to buy a set of hard drive right now. It's not a big deal, okay? It's not something I'm going to need right now, okay? If I can let that money sit in my PayPal buyer's credit for the month, unused, that means that next month, when I make the payment automatically, again like I do, that I can then have enough leeway extra to go back on Hulu Plus, Netflix, and be up to code, and I'll, not have to worry about any surprises coming out of my checking account. But that's something for the future. Right now, it's not that time. And one of the things my case manager and I talked about was, what about the 3 phone lines? Couldn't you get rid of one of them and save $24? I said, yeah, but that's not going to really help here. Because we're talking about $42 for the JCPenney, and that $42 is going to also mean that I still, it's only going to help me one time, maybe twice, and that's it. And after that, I'm back in the same boat all over again. So I'm really just stuck. I don't have an answer. I hate this. I really do. I hate this. And, it's not surprising. There's a sense of kind of, reminiscing of the past. We talked about the song "Those Were the Days," right? And I explained what the song was about. Well, yeah, okay. I wasn't funny. I was a kid. We always did that. Like, those were the days when I was young. I know there's another song too, but it has by I think Perry Como or Frank Sinatra. That's not the same song. This was based on a Russian song, and it involves a young lady and her friends would be sitting at a tavern. That's a bar for some of you guys who don't know what a tavern is, okay? And they're sitting in the bar, they're drinking, having a good time, and they're like, oh, gee, we're going to be some good, wonderful things. And you know what? They never got to them. And then, of course, she looks back in the mirror, she's saying, I've aged, okay? I've gotten older. I didn't get anything done. I'm still doing the same thing, which is nothing. And, yeah, that's me, okay? And I can sit there and say to myself, gee, I remember when. I hate that line. I remember when. What do you remember? When I was a kid, hell, I didn't have to worry about this shit. I just basically would just go ahead, wake up in the morning, go to school, come home from school, do my homework, watch a little bit of Thundercats and Beverly Hills Teen, and sometimes She-Ra, Princess of Power, and that was it. And that was what I would do. And then, of course, about 6 o'clock, I go eat dinner. Nom, 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 nom. I'm a heavy eater. All right? And then, of course, about, 7, 8 o'clock, I would watch TV downstairs or my bedroom, watching such things like, Magnum P.I., Simon and Simon, whatever, okay? I didn't have to deal with all this. This stuff was not even on the menu. I didn't even have to worry about where was I going to live. I already knew where I was going to live. At the time, it worked out good. I was in high school. I lived at home with mom and dad. No problem. That's not now. Now that's just like I have to do the worrying that my mom and dad had to do, which is this. Okay, now we're going to make sure that we pay our rent. In their case, they pay our mortgage, we pay our insurance, we pay our oil bill, we have to pay for the electric bill, I gotta pay for car insurance, I have to pay for this insurance, that insurance, I have to pay my tax bill, that's what Mom was worried about. That stuff is really the pits. It's like, when you're a kid, you are so insulated from most of this because you never really think about it. You don't have to. It's out of sight, out of mind. You're innocent. You're a kid. Ignorance can be bliss, but it also can be very painful, especially when ignorance gets to be a hindrance to your success. So that is the reason why I am absolutely positively and totally frustrated that I wish I was more of a social butterfly. I wish I was more of a person who hung out with people who could probably give me a little help here and there. Okay? But the sad truth is I'm not a social butterfly. I'm a homebody. Okay? I sit in my apartment. I do computer work. I do videos. I go to soup kitchens, but the only time I'm really out in the public. And you know what? Isn't it funny? Irony here. Here's irony for you. I'm surrounded by people, but nobody, or very few, more precisely, very few ever come over to talk to me. And I sit there and I want to open up all hailing frequencies are open, Captain. And yet, nobody takes the time to actually sit down and say, hey, are you okay? Are you doing all right? How are you doing with your personal issues in your life? I'm not one of those people that say, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about my personal life. I'm the kind of person that says, yeah, sure, I'll talk about it. But I don't know how much you can really do. But there we go, we'll talk about it. But, well, that's just the way it is, I guess. So, anyway, so to make a long story short is, I'm going to try to get this up to you today. I'm going to admit, the computer in the bedroom is the hard drive was pretty badly fragged up. There was a lot of pieces in Macintosh HD that were just kind of scattered all over the hard drive. And is that why it boots slower? I would say it certainly is a contributing factor, but to say it was the only reason would be incorrect. I don't think so, because I got a feeling it's a lot more than that, but I'll leave it alone. But right now I want to get the video up to you. We're going to get, spend some time with you and stuff like that. And, oh yes, by the way, real quick, if you would like to ever meet me in person, I will be around. And I usually am at the soup kitchen anyway, but don't be afraid to sit down. I'm not going to bite your head off, okay? I don't know why some people think I'm like a mean as a Rottweiler or something. I'm not. I'm actually a pretty good person. I just happen to be that I get stuck with this hard times just like everybody else does. And it really sucks. But for right now, this is, getting on long enough. And I just wanted to let you know that where we stand and all that. And say is that we might be able to get the 6 to 8 people to kind of reenact. But you know what? I don't know if they're going to. Because I also have to talk to my landlord too, because, but then again, I don't know if he's going to go for it. If he doesn't go for it, then I can't do anything, really, because I can't afford to move, okay? And if he's willing to consider and rework on it, then maybe we can do something. But we'll have to see. Okay, guys. Anyway, if I let you go, please do not forget to stay safe, stay warm, and stay dry. We might get some more snow, and the temperatures for the next week at least, is going to be dropping quite a bit. It's definitely going to be going back into what you might be expecting for January and December. So please dress and bundle up warmly. I can't help that. It's just the nature of the beast. And we are going to be seeing more snow in the next few days as well. So that's it for now. I'll let you know what goes on later on. Okay? Bye-bye, everybody.